Scientists in the Arctic are warning that the polar ice cap has been melting this summer at its fastest rate for more than 30 years. They claim that without drastic action, the rate of the summer ice melt will only accelerate, and that could lead to wetter, stormier summers here in the UK. Our science editor David Shukman has spent the last few days at a remote Norwegian research station in the Arctic Circle and sent this report.
A journey through a frozen ocean transformed into slush. This is the high Arctic, where temperatures are rising and the ice is stirring. We approach the edge of a glacier. We need to be careful. Like many here, it's shedding great chunks of ice into the ocean. A million fragments fall like rubble. It's now beyond doubt that the Arctic is changing dramatically, with glaciers in retreat and the frozen ocean going through a record melt. And though this region is remote, it could have serious repercussions for global weather patterns thousands of miles away. Across the Arctic, scientists are trying to understand what's happening. A helicopter lifts a high-tech device into the air. It measures the thickness of the ice, a crucial indicator of how long it might last. The results are verified the old-fashioned way, by drilling. Researchers from the Norwegian Polar Institute say the ice is definitely getting thinner. During a break in their expedition, I went on board to meet the scientists. These are cautious people, but they're now stunned by the scale of the melt.
It is, of course, amazing. As a scientist, I know that this is unprecedented in at least as much as 1,500 years. It is truly amazing. It's a huge, dramatic change in the system.
This is how much ice, on average, is left at the end of the summer melt. Compare that to what's left right now, and the melt is still underway. This warming of the Arctic is so extreme, it could even influence the jet stream, shifting its path, which for Britain could mean wetter summers.
In circumstances where the Arctic sea ice is reducing in summer, and if we have warmer than average sea surface temperatures in the northwest Atlantic, these two factors together lead to storms being steered over the UK in summer, which is not the normal situation, leads to our poorer summers.
So the ice, sculpted into extraordinary shapes, is getting weaker and is likely to melt at an increasing rate. But what's driving this? The Arctic has warmed up in the past during cycles of natural change, and clearly they're playing a part now. But air samples gathered at a mountaintop research station show a steep rise in man-made greenhouse gases. And the scientists here say those gases are to blame.
There is more and more evidence that the changes we see are caused by mankind. The patterns in the change we see is consistent with what the models say that greenhouse gas warming could give.
We find a bearded seal on a tiny iceberg, one of many creatures that need the ice. The ocean will refreeze this winter, but sometime soon there may be a summer with no ice at all. David Shukman, BBC News in the Arctic.
And you can see more video and read David Shukman's blog about his trip to the Arctic by going to the BBC News website. That's at bbc.co.uk/news.